crypto will definitely benefit from any global financial calamity. We've never had a global financial collapse in which crypto existed. So I think next time that happens, and it will happen, crypto is going to become a safe haven. It is an uncorrelated asset, uncorrelated to normal markets, cannot be seized out of a bank account. And I think a lot of people are going to be in for a very rude awakening when sovereign debt crises unfold and people's bank accounts get cut in half. I mean, that is going to happen.
So welcome back, guys. We are at the UNCHAIN conference in Hamburg at the after party, and we went outside just to get a nice and quiet spot. And I'm here with Erik Voorhees. Hopefully I pronounce your name the right way.
You got it.
Okay. You're the CEO of Shapeshift, and you have many different other companies. So my first question is, how did it happen that you started Shapeshift? Like, how come?
Well, I started Shapeshift 4.5 years ago, and basically, I wanted to buy some other kind of cryptocurrency, and it would take me all afternoon to do that, to sign up at an exchange, to get approved, to deposit money, to wait for the order to clear, and to get the funds back. And I felt like that was very superfluous, that if I have Bitcoin, I should just be able to turn it into any other asset right away. So that's what Shapeshift is. It's a way to convert one kind of digital asset into another very easily. No accounts, no delay, start to finish, you can do it in like literally a minute or two.
Like, I think there was a presentation, and he wrote something like, when you bought your cryptos on Shapeshift, you're probably not that expert in cryptos. Like, would you agree? Like, or
so we don't really compete on price, so we don't generally have the best price, but for a lot of people, their time is worth something. So if you spend 30 minutes sending funds to an exchange in order to save $2 on a trade, is that a good idea? I don't know. Personally, for me, 30 minutes is worth more than $2. So for people who just want a fast and easy way to move crypto from one asset into another, Shapeshift's great. For people who want to trade much larger amounts or who are much more sensitive to price, normal exchange might be better.
Okay. So, and what I find interesting about you as a person is you're a full-blown anarchist, like I am. Like, how do you see regulation?
I don't generally use that word.
Okay.
I don't call myself an anarchist, but I'm sympathetic to that point of view. I basically just want to shrink government down as much as I can. And if it can be shrunk down to anarchy and society works well under anarchy, then I'd be happy in that situation. Okay. I think it's more important to just start reducing the role of government rather than debating whether it should be completely destroyed or not. Because frankly, for a lot of people, that's just scary and they won't consider your viewpoint if you speak that way.
So how do you see regulation from this point of view?
I think regulation is generally misguided and harmful and often unethical. I think as long as you're not hurting people or lying or defrauding people, you should be left alone as an adult. So most regulation is totally superfluous. And of course, any regulator would disagree with that, right? They all think that their rules are very important for society, but I think any two adults should be able to interact economically with each other however they wish.
So, and how do you, how is it with the authorities when they come to you at Shapeshift and ask you for details about some certain transaction, where they say, okay, there's a guy who bought drugs or guns with this money? Like, do you cooperate with authorities, or do you have, like, where is your company, which country? Maybe you can get around it.
So Shapeshift is Swiss,
okay.
And we will get requests from law enforcement for details about transactions. We generally don't take personal information from people, so we make the information we do have transparent for everyone, whether you have a badge or not. Basically, any transaction that goes through the site, we publish. So we respect people's privacy, but we're also transparent about everything that we do have, and we feel like that's a good balance to take.
So when somebody is doing the transaction on with the Tor browser and or with a VPN and tries to hide his identity, they can hide their identity. They can stay under the surface, or like they can hide their identity.
We simply require someone to send a coin to us, and then we send a coin back to them. What we know about that transaction is IP address, blockchain transaction in, blockchain transaction out, and the amounts. All that is pretty much open for anyone. So we don't hide the details we have, but we don't take people's personal identities, and we importantly don't store crypto on deposit. So in some ways we are the most transparent exchange because we publish every single transaction that's happening, but we also respect privacy as much as we can.
Okay, great. So how do you see the blockchain debate and like all the forking going on and all the fights between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash? Do you have a stance on this?
My stance for many years was basically that I think Bitcoin needs to upgrade in any reasonable way that makes it better. So SegWit, I was very much in favor of. A moderately larger block, I was very much in favor of. So a lot of people in the community became very polarized, and they said it should only be a block size increase, it should only be SegWit, whatever. I'm glad that the debate is over at this point. I think there are multiple chains now. You have Bitcoin Cash, you have Bitcoin, and people can decide in the marketplace what works better for them. But it's sad that the community was not able to come to consensus on that. But part of the value of open source software is like anyone who desires a different rule set can fork it and build their own community.
So do you have a favorite coin?
Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin is my favorite coin by far. I've loved Bitcoin since I learned about it in 2011. I love Ethereum as well. I think it has massive potential and is a great innovation and very useful. But I have to say my heart is generally with Bitcoin.
Okay, so and how do you see the future of Bitcoin? Of course, like you're into the crypto scene. How do you see it? Like, do you see like the transactions picking up on your side, or the people, like the users of your site picking up and?
Well, all through 2017, it grew like crazy. So we grew 30x in 2017.
Oh, great!
3,000%. Things have fallen significantly since December, January, as the bubble has collapsed. So that's pretty expected. I've been through 4 of these bubbles now, so I don't know if it'll be another month or another 2 or 3 years until the next bubble. But either way, things are vastly higher than they were a year ago.
So, and since you're a libertarian, of course, you say you don't call yourself a libertarian, but
I call myself a libertarian, not an anarchist.
Not an anarchist. Okay. So, how do you see it, like the euro crisis and in general, like the monetary system? They are on the brink of collapse. So, what do you think? Like when the euro, for example, like now you have in Italy the bonds, the price for the bonds go up. So, do you think it's a chance for cryptocurrencies? Like when the euro or like the monetary system like collapse, or when they are in trouble, like that cryptocurrency benefit from this?
Yeah, crypto will definitely benefit from any global financial calamity. We've never had a global financial collapse in which crypto existed. So I think next time that happens, and it will happen, crypto is going to become a safe haven. It is an uncorrelated asset, uncorrelated to normal markets, cannot be seized out of a bank account. And I think a lot of people are going to be in for a very rude awakening when sovereign debt crises unfold and people's bank accounts get cut in half. I mean, that is going to happen. We've seen hints of that already with Cyprus. I do not put it past the banks and the politicians to steal people's money when they have to. That's all politicians know how to do. They'll steal it through taxes, they'll steal it through inflation, or they'll just outright steal it from your bank account. I don't think they have much qualms with any of those strategies.
Okay, great. So one last question. What's your bet on the Bitcoin price at the end of 2017?
You mean 18? 2018?
Sorry, 18. No, it's 18. Yeah.
I think it will be between $10,000 and $30,000.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for the interview, Erik.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.